Loop Club, the show where everyday men discuss everyday topics. Fellas, how's everybody doing today?
Good. Glad to be back. Another episode. Another season. It's just, we're here. Let's do it.
We are. And before we get started, look, if you're watching us on YouTube, be sure to subscribe, hit the like button, hit all that great stuff. And if you're listening to us on Spotify, Apple, Google Podcasts, all those major podcast platforms, please leave a comment, subscribe. We truly appreciate it.
And if you're watching us on YouTube, yes, Arrington does have a rainbow shirt on.
Don't hate the swag.
All that flavor in there. You know what I'm saying?
You know, season two. I gotta
bring it with some flavor. Okay, flavor.
Check this out. So I want to make a shout out to our Majesty Bourbon and Shoe Crazy Wine, black owned brands. Miss Gwen Hurst, founder, owner of Shoe Crazy Wine, and my main man, Miss LaRue Livingston, co-founder of Majesty Bourbon. So to all you bourbon lovers and wine lovers, check that out. Also, let me get started with the first topic, fellas. So for one thing, I like to ask people out in the public as far as good discussion topics to bring onto the show. Whether we're just conversating, I'm like, man, that'll be a good discussion to bring on. So, and I mentioned to JJ, a gentleman I was talking with, he's about mid-70s, and his initial question was, why is it that young people choose to go to jail rather than college? I was like, okay, but I kind of changed it up. So the way I changed it up, I was like, why do individuals choose to look to crime as a source of providing for themselves or family? Is it really the only option? So
I'll bring
that question in.
So for me, I just feel as though college to a lot of people seems like a long time. 4 years, and sometimes it's 6, depending on what you want to do, and even 8 if you want to kind of get into the medical field or law or something along those lines. But it just seems like a long process, right? And crime seems like, you watch all the movies, they sensationalize crime, and this person is, ruling the world in the case of Scarface, and it just seems like an easier way to get to that lifestyle. But in my opinion, I don't necessarily think college is just truly necessary to be successful, right? I just think you have to be focused on whatever it is, and you're just willing to learn. Anytime you go into anything, it's a learning process. And so whether you're an apprentice, I'm really a big fan of apprenticeship. You're learning under someone, and you eventually want to get to that point. But again, with the mindset of crime, it's always, how can I quickly get this money and do it? But they don't understand it. Like you said, it's probably going to eventually lead to you getting arrested, and then all of a sudden you're in jail for X amount of years. And you could have been just spending that time that you're in jail, that 4, 5, 10 years, and just learning whatever you're going to learn. Don't just get wrapped up in the college, just kind of focus on, okay, if I have this time, what am I going to use it, and use that time to learn and then become skillful, whatever you want to be a part of. And even just understand, because I think one thing that I was talking with my son who's in college right now, he's only been in college for like 6 months. He's already changed his major.
Collegiate athlete at
Sacred University, Connecticut. My son, LJ Haskett, wide receiver slot, number 19. But, he's ready to change his major. And I'm like, you haven't even been in college a full year yet. Like, I guess the one thing that I'll just simply say is, in this era, everybody wants everything right now. They don't want to take the time and learn and develop and grow. Yeah, get quick, make a lot of money, and then I'm rich. And that's just not reality.
Well, I like what you said about as far as in college, because the whole thing as far as I'm almost losing my train of thought. I'm losing my train of thought. Last season you had talked about when a student graduates, whether summa cum laude, high honors, when they graduate, they are still at the same totem pole as a
correct.
Person that maybe suffered when it came to grades. Like myself, I was a BC kid, but I had friends that were summa cum laude, high honors.
You're still entry level when you get into the workforce. You're entry level,
and to that point, I'm like, man, all that money, all this, I should already be guaranteed, a position, a job. And this people that I know high honors, they're suffering. They're still suffering. Yeah. So,
and then the money is gone. You owe that money to somebody.
Exactly.
So
that's why I wanted to bring when you mentioned the college. What were you about to say, Jay? I'm sorry.
I mean, I don't really think that anybody likes to do crime. Like you're trying to survive. Like if you're in that environment, yeah, like it's not like if 10 times out of 10 somebody would rather go to college than to go to jail. Mm-hmm. It's like if you're a product of your environment and that's how you grew up and you're struggling,
like a nature versus
and you don't have food or whatever, and you probably gonna most likely go do some crime. Like, I don't think that people want to do that, but I mean, I've never been in that situation. But if you're getting pushed to the edge and you don't know how you're gonna eat the next day, like that's what most.
But you know what? I'm gonna hit it from a different angle, JJ. So one of the things that a lot of people don't talk about is a lot of these families, the Trumps, the Rockefellers, the Vanderbilts, a lot of them were in crime, bootlegging and things of that nature. And they don't talk about that because they're these great family legacy brands, right? But they're always talking about crime on a much lower level. But there are billionaires that are involved in either crime or doing illegal things. And it has worked for them because, we're not talking about the Rockefellers and how they were illegal and, the Kennedys were in bootlegging. We don't talk about that. But at the same time, if you enter into crime, you just have to understand there's always that possibility you're going to get caught. Not too many, criminals have a retirement plan. So if you're going to get into it, just understand that there is that distinct possibility that you're going to end up. And are you willing to do the time for the crime that you're committing?
But the same thing is like, if you're young and like that's what you grew up around was like, you get your favorite candy every weekend from the corner store, you just steal it, go in there, steal it, that's what you're used to. And you grow up not even thinking college is even an option. Like you're not gonna ever think that that's a possibility, even though it is a great possibility. You're not. That's in your mind. That you're never gonna even have that potential.
And it's always so hard because I just think it's 2021 right now. I just feel like there's always a better option. I just even if it's your upbringing, because I mean look at how many. Well, I'll just say rappers. They might have been born in that atmosphere. They said, no, I have something to rely on.
Well, yeah, it's like, but it's like a lot of them probably want to have another way to get out, but then people laugh at them like, oh, you being weird. Like, why you trying to do that? Like, oh, you trying to have a better life. Like,
you trying to be smart.
Yeah, so like, they're just like, dang, So it's an environment, man.
Yeah. Like, and not only that, you're absolutely right in the sense of its environment. And some people, especially young people, need that encouragement, right? But at the end of the day, I think that the time that you're in college is the time that people learn themselves. They understand. A lot of times, it's the first time they're away from their parents. They kind of discover that portion of themselves where this is me. Unfortunately, that's also what happens when you're in prison. You know what I'm saying? You're away from your people. You're in that lonely cell. And this is the time to learn myself. You know what I'm saying?
You don't find that
out. The difference is college, you can come and go as you please. In jail, not so much. So you've got to, within that individual, you've got to understand what type of time do I want to take to get to learn myself. You know what I'm saying? The jail kind or the college kind, or even like I just said earlier, the apprenticeship kind. Those are not the only two paths, first of all, right? And then just understanding that 18, 19, 20, that is the time where you're becoming an adult. You're learning yourself. What are my likes? What are my dislikes? And take whatever path you need to do so, but just understand that you're going to make mistakes. You're going to make missteps. It's going to take time, right? If you make the money quick, it's going to go quick. So this is the time to really just get to learn yourself. And to be honest with you, if you do some things that are legal in there, you won't be the first one. You won't be the only one. But,
Well, we got to wrap it up, guys. But I love the insight on both. I just love that question. Because one thing about this show, guys, we have fun. We joke around and stuff. But one thing, the message I want to inform people, I want to inform that, hey, there's always going to be a better option. Just remember that if you're at a standpoint where it's like, man, I've got to relate to crime, don't do it. Please don't do it. There's always a better option. So look,
if you're going to do it, don't get caught.
Look, we'll be right back with our Smooth Club.
Alrighty, welcome back to our Smooth Club. So to kind of wind it down, fellas, I got a quick topic for y'all in regards to celebrities, right? So in 2021, we've seen a couple situations where celebrities did things and people were kind of outraged at what they did. And they were like, I can't believe they did that. One situation was with Kurt Franklin, cussing with his son. Another situation was with like a guru on relationships, cheating on his wife, right? So the kind of question I have is, with celebrities, do you feel we should kind of keep them on this pedestal that they should not be going against what they say and what they do? And if they do we begin to forget what contributions that they had to whatever they were entering into? You know what I'm saying?
I'm like, there's two different people. So like with Kurt Franklin, I'm not gonna lie, I thought it was I thought it was hilarious. Only because, I'm a huge Kurt Franklin fan. In the gospel community, that man's a legend. And really just in music in general, because he's worked with other artists outside of gospel. But I laughed so hard because when he was cussing his son out, all you can hear is like, don't you ever. And I'm like, I heard that in a song one time. I heard that in a song.
That tone.
I'm like, oh my goodness, that was Kurt Franklin for real. But I mean, for him, no, because again, that situation really was just, it was effed up because his son who recorded his voice.
I'm about to say, first and foremost, it was a private conversation. Exactly. It was a conversation that should not be made public.
And respect to him for even apologizing.
I don't think he should have, personally.
Well, again, he knew his audience, and he just wanted them to say, hey, look, I'm sorry for my character. I know I'm a huge believer. I've always presented myself as this kind of person, which he has. So he just for him, he just wanted to
I get it. I think it was unnecessary. Me personally, at the end of the day, Kurt Franklin is a human. He had human emotions. He was in a private conversation. It wasn't like he went on a television show and was like, F my son. Da, da, da. He was having a private conversation, and he let his natural emotion.
That want to hear him say, I said shit.
You know what I'm saying?
So, I'll say it again.
I mean, in my opinion, I don't think he should apologize. You're right. He does have an audience, but to me, the audience should be understanding of the situation that took place. He didn't go from Kurt Franklin, the gospel singer, to Kurt Franklin, the gangster rapper. Then, all right, if he's changing, he's trying to change
that gospel
his
genre is such a very strict genre too, because you entered in the
but
church.
Why is that?
Pastor,
you know what I'm saying?
He's not a pastor, but
he's not. It's entertainment.
True.
He's an entertainer, and again, the one thing.
But I mean to cut you off, but as far as he is an entertainer, but again, with the genre of gospel music, people that follow Christianity, sometimes they look at that as a form of ministry. Like some people not just
shame on them.
Well, no,
shame on them.
I don't think so, because not everybody can follow what the minister says, but they can follow through music.
But in my opinion. I hear what you're saying, but just my opinion is it's entertainment. It's an entertainment album, and he is human. He's going to have those emotions. He's going to have that. If his audience is that so misunderstanding, then they need to look on themselves. Are they that perfect they can pass? Because one of the things they preach in church is, if you live in a glass house and don't pass judgment on anybody else, in my opinion, if they would have turned on him because of that conversation, they need to turn the mirror on themselves and not because it's beyond the music and what he does. You know what I'm saying?
And I don't think that his whole like a true Kurt Franklin. Again, I'm a huge Kurt Franklin fan. He does not. He did not apologize to me at all. But to do so, I mean, I can see where he was coming from, because again, he wasn't just speaking to his personal fans. He's speaking to the gospel community. The gospel community as a whole is a very strict genre. I mean, even if it's entertainment, people look at that as far as ministry. So a lot of gospel songs are titled, or the lyrics come from scripture in the Bible. So again, if you're speaking this and then you're doing this, I can see why he just said, look, let me apologize. Now for what the hell's his name?
Derek Jackson.
Derek Jackson. He apologized because, again, if I'm a relationship expert, I'm saying, hey, look, you gotta keep on doing this. You gotta keep doing this.
Is he on like YouTube or something?
I think so.
He writes books. He's on social media. He has a website. So he's quote unquote a relationship guru. He's got bored. He's built his brand.
I saw like the little talk thing that they have, but I'm like, are grown people sucking into some relationship guru? Like,
well, again,
and that's the thing. Me too. Like, again, he has one specific fan base, women. And he is speaking to them in a sense of, I'm the perfect guy, right? And unless your guy is just like me, get rid of him, right? But at the end of the day, he's doing the things he's telling the women not to like, or if your guy does this, leave him. But then he does it and he wants an apology and everything should be great. In my opinion, I always kind of saw through his message. I never really took it. I never even knew his name until the controversy. I just knew him as the guy that be sitting in his car giving relationship advice, right? And
people love to buy into that stuff, and they get shocked when some stuff like that happens. It's like,
oh my goodness, why?
I can't believe he's a human. He's a person. He's going to make mistakes. Cheating on, your significant other is not new. He won't be the first. He won't be the last. The difference is he was just making a lot of money doing it. You know what I'm saying? And they're, oh my goodness, I bought into it. I bought his book. How can he do that to me? He didn't do it to you, but
Well, but again, like for him, he knew if I'm trying to be like the man with the answers, which he comes to be. I don't know
because he was doing it. That's how.
Okay. So if he's the man with the answers, teaching how to have a proper relationship, right? And yet he does this. That's why he apologized. But like Luke said earlier, it was stupid to even bring it in like social media as far as like the whole big apology thing. Now I didn't watch the full apology whatever with him and his wife because I think they've been together for like 4 years now. I don't know how long he's been having his brand because I told y'all like the group text. I'm like, they've been married for 4 years. Hey, that might be a part of the marketing. They don't even know she really even cares for them. Yeah, because she's like, look, you can't be a couples therapist and be single. In my view, I don't think you could.
Or one thing. Once you get to a certain level, controversy, if they're not talking about you can't always be clean cut, right? Some people need a little bit of controversy. If you think about, the major athletes, right? Which were the ones that we think about, we remember? The ones that had a little bit of controversy, the ones that had a little bit of dirt on them, the ones that were just clean and easy and always play by the rules. Once they're done, you don't hear about them. You know what I'm saying? So I think one of the things that kind of was a part of his brand, kind of like what you're saying is was this a ploy to kind of get to the next level? Or, was it just simply he was cheating on his wife and he didn't think he would get caught?
And was he caught once or was it like multiple? Because again, I'm a little...
So how it all came out was he was multiple. But one of the girls that he had been cheating with kind of exposed him. Like, I'm sleeping with this guy. So it was like a blog or she was on a radio show or something like that. And she was like, yeah, I'm messing with Derek Jackson. Derek Jackson, the relationship guru?
Yeah.
Oh, no. So then, of course, his very first reaction is denial. Then he realizes, denial is a river. You know what I'm saying? So he says, all right, let me get on a social media with my wife. We're going to cup hands. We're like she's a prisoner, and I'm going to apologize to the world. And in my opinion, it just kind of made things. That's one of the times he should just step back.
Is that old? Were you buying into where you're like, that would affect you? Like, okay, so what? It's like, it's a relationship guru. Like, you should be old enough to where you kind of get the gist of things and you can figure it out on your own. And you're going to sit here and buy books. Like, but, come on.
In my opinion, really good topic, with Derek Jackson. Again, like you said, take it for what it's worth. Get what you can get out of it, and then don't take it as the gospel. And then with Kurt Franklin, fuck them kids. And then outside of that, hey, we'll have a good time.
What'd you say? He said, don't you ever. I'm like, man, his voice, man. Kurt always had that raspy voice. I think it was funny. Oh, yes, we'll be back with our Smooth Club.
Dapper Loop Collection is a full custom clothier located in Virginia Beach. Our goal is to give you a full custom experience. Follow us and schedule your appointment at dapperloop.com. Let us create your perfect custom look for your perfect wedding, prom, graduation, or anniversary.
Welcome back to our Smooth Club. All right, fellas, next topic. Let's talk about this liquor real quick.
Ooh, okay.
Me and Arrington, we're a little bit younger, kind of fresh. 25, 26. So like we've had our drinks, we kind of experienced now. So growing up, I always heard like different types of alcohol turns you to a different type of person. And like personally, I don't see it. Like
I can't do this, man. I'm gonna get arrested if I
like vodka. I'm not a big vodka fan. I don't like how it sits, but like I don't change emotions. And so like that there's like tequila and whiskey, like you change into like two different people? Or like, how does that work?
No, for me, I mean, I'm like, I kind of have a set alcohol that I like. I am primarily vodka. That's kind of my go-to drink because it's kind of smooth and it's easy to mix. But yeah, I mean, if I drink a Hennessy or if I drink a rum, I'm not, crazy changing. But to me, it's just the way I feel. It's to me the vodka is just easier to drink when I want to relax. But like you said, I'm not changing emotions when I switch over to the other one. And the one thing that I've always heard people say is, if you start with the light, you can't go over to the dark or, vice versa. And I'm like, that's not true. If you're over drinking, I don't care if you drink too much light or you drink too much dark. You're going to get sick. It's alcohol poisoning. So for me, I've never really seen a difference, right? I prefer light, but I can drink dark and I don't have any change.
And see, I'm the other way around. If I can't do vodka like that, I'm brown all day. Now I don't mind vodka, just have to mix a lot of juice in there. Vodka
is not a drink that you shoot. It's got a bitter taste to it.
Yeah, but even sip. I mean, I just like to sip on my drink, so I can't do vodka as a sipping drink. But never if I drink it, I'm like, I'm a new man. My eyes change or something like that.
I like Henny. Like, a lot of people don't like Henny. I've had my fair share of that, and I'm not sitting here like, I'm a fight. I'm not sitting looking for a fight. If anything, like I'm having even a better time.
I'm more of a
I like something it's to the point, It's to the point. Like, I don't know. I've never really.
I definitely think it's a myth, man. I would like to see if people can leave a comment just on their thoughts on that one, because again, you have a huge group of people saying, I can't do that.
I've always heard that. Just different types of alcohol. Just make people want to do this and that. Like,
I think that's already in them, and they just use the alcohol. What did Jamie Foxx say? Blame it on the
No,
that's what they do. It's the emotion they already had. You know what I'm saying? You're already an angry person, and the one thing that alcohol, and it's any alcohol, it lifts your inhibitions, right? So what you wouldn't normally do or what you would think about, you don't, because the alcohol is taking away that thought process. So again, I think that alcohol is not necessarily making them do something. It's taken away what would have prevented them from doing something when they have the alcohol in them. Like you said, you go into a club, you angry, you want to fight. You've always been angry, you want to fight. Right? You just now you got the alcohol, that one conscience be like, yo, bro, he's a little bit big. You might want to step back. Now you're like, I can take this guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's my own difference. That's the thing I see when you have the alcohol involved. It doesn't add to, it takes away. That conscious, anything that would be like, this ain't a good idea. You know what I'm saying? Like, and even with the situation where, unfortunately we get behind the wheel and begin to drive, you're impaired. You're not thinking correctly. So the one thing at the beginning of the night, and it's for all my listeners, if you're going to be drinking, have a plan. You know what I'm saying? Because by the time the alcohol is in you, it's not the time to be planning. Yeah. That's not, you're not thinking clearly. You know what I'm saying?
That's what gets a lot of people in trouble is like, personally, like when I drink, I think about my next one. Like, am I good? Do I need another one? I'm gonna take some time. Like a lot of people, they keep going then they think.
You definitely know your tolerance,
like I've always, whenever I drink, I always planned ahead. Like, do I need another one right now, or am I gonna chill on this one? Like, I'm gonna get one more, and then I'm gonna chill. But like some people, they think afterwards.
I already know one's not gonna cover for me. I'm gonna need another one.
I usually call it the mirror test. You know what I'm saying? If you go to the bathroom and you're looking in the mirror and you start talking to yourself, and you're like, I'm fucked up, right? That's when you know
you're beyond.
Get
some water, get a little bird back in the face.
We call it the mirror test. You know what I'm saying? You're like, you start talking to yourself like, you're fucked up. No, you're fucked up. Like, that's when you are done, right? So
like, I personally just like going out. I've never been in the mood to fight somebody. Like, I've never just like.
Well, check this out. What about y'all? Cam, what about you, Cam? Cam, you sip one? Oh, my bad. That's embarrassing. No, we're trying well, like Mike is a whiskey guy, right? Mike has got me on to some good whiskey. He brought over, I think, during one of our meetings, the Taylor, was it?
Very good. Very smooth. Very smooth
as I don't know what, and it was good. But in my mind, I'm like, if I have, another or two more, I'm like, no, that's not going to end well. So I'm like, just because you know your tolerance. It's a strong drink. So drink responsibly.
All right, so let me ask you this, right? So kind of on that, right? What is I'm gone too far, right? So when you start throwing up, when you're unable to control bodily functions, like what do you mean it's going down the wrong?
All of the above. If I'm gonna start talking like mush mouth here and just like blah, 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 and start rolling my words a little bit, or if I even feel a little bit, that's when I'm like, man, I had a little bit. It's not, to me, it's not an eyes thing. it's literally in response. If I'm talking, I'm like, hey, this.
I mean, it's definitely a setting too. I mean, that's never even like. That just looks. If you in public out, that's just ugly in general. But I'm just saying, like a setting. If the setting, if y'all having a good time, I mean, keep going. But I would never drink to where I don't feel good, and I'm gonna ruin everybody's time because I'm in a bath. Like,
Well, check this out. Have y'all been on cruise ships before? Like,
yes.
Man, he got a story.
All righty. I might as well share it since he already brought it up. So,
this is unheard of.
I got caught for underage.
Oh man.
Lock him up,
man. Literally like a year for the legal age, got caught on that cruise ship, and it was embarrassing at that point. I'm like, man, but what I always joke with JJ, when I got caught, I see this man literally on the corner of my eye. This man jet. I'm like, oh, so good thing he had my back.
So I didn't know where he went, and I was asking people in the little club part, and they were like, I don't know, blah, blah, blah. I was going to the bathroom, and he was right outside the front door. And so I was just going to the bathroom, and then I saw him, and I was like, what the hell's going on? Again,
I was 20. I'm pretty sure in other countries people have been.
I went to the bathroom. I mean, I wasn't drinking as much as you, but he was in the whole crowd. I was off to the side in the corner.
We had a good time. But like I brought up the cruise ships because I mean that's literally you've seen people get like.
Tell them what you said when you got caught.
What, like trying to cover it up or something?
Can I finish it?
Oh yeah, I already had the drink in my hand. I'm like, so since I got caught, can I finish it? They're like, no. I'm like, all right. I mean, sure, I already know I was in trouble trying to make a,
alcohol to be someone to waste alcohol.
Exactly.
And there was like 2 days
so
left
hard to fix this good drink. Why waste?
It was 2 days left. What they say if you got caught again?
Oh, they would have sent me off the ship. Like seriously, they say no. You
can't. It's 2 days.
So did you get caught after
myself over some island?
One drink? Or did you caught after you were like
the call?
That was the only drink you
had. The whole week we were
getting it in.
Yeah, because we met some people. They had a little drink pass, so they were just
literally got caught with one. And I don't even know how. I really don't know how. But I was just straight face. He's like, oh, I see security said, come here. I'm like,
the only thing we ever knew was cranberry vodka. That was all that we were getting. I didn't know any type of mixture, anything.
We were cranberry vodka. It was like, where's the fireball at?
No, but yeah, because the very first night, we had the unlimited Red Bulls, and we went to the club. We were like, man, what the hell? We're gonna be drinking Red Bull at 10 o'clock at night.
The funny thing is, after I got caught, I was like, it was a 7-day cruise. I think I got caught like on day 4 or 5. So I'm like, little did he know, I already had my fun. So 2 days, jokes on you there, buddy. Yeah. But that's just a little, funny story I always bring up. But yeah, good topic, JJ. Good topic.
All right, we'll be back with our Smooth Club.
Rugged Evolution Beard Care is the hottest new beard care in the market. With 16 amazing scented balms and oils, you can choose which smell you want to try with our new sample balm and oil set, or use the mustache moisturizer and our new leave-in conditioner. Don't forget to add a wooden comb to glide through your beard without snag. Check out our website at ruggedevo.com or call for a private consultation 855-848-3029. And remember, rugged is the new smooth. Check out What's Going On Wednesday, a weekly vlog with co-hosts Arrington Gavin and Jonathan Jones. Hear them speak on topics such as sports, men's health, business, current events, and so much more. You don't want to miss as they tackle a range of funny and serious topics. Catch them every Wednesday on YouTube at Rugged Evo TV. Rugged is the new smooth.
Alright, hey gents, another amazing episode. Looking forward to the rest of the season. Season 2 is in full effect. Continue to follow us, our Smooth Club, on all your social media and your streaming platforms.